Hi, my name is Becky Hall, and I'm a math professor at Western Connecticut State University. As a former high school math teacher, I now serve as a supervisor for student teachers, but I'm also trained to score secondary mathematics edTPA portfolios. So today I want to give you a quick overview of what the edTPA is and what you can do to support your student teacher with it. Now, many of you may remember the BEST program. I know I remember my experience of completing my BEST portfolio back in 2000. The BEST program was developed by Raymond Pichone, and it was the first performance-based assessment used in the country for teacher certification. And he was also part of the team who developed the edTPA. Now, the edTPA is a performance assessment for student teachers. Beginning in fall 2018, the edTPA will be required of all student teachers. Using the results of this fall 2018 implementation, the state will set a recommended passing score. This passing score will then be effective starting fall 2019. So passing the edTPA from that point on will be required in order to become certified. The edTPA for secondary certifications has 3 tasks. Task 1 is the planning phase, Task 2 is the implementation of those plans, and Task 3 is about analyzing the results of a planned assessment. The edTPA for elementary certification is a little different. There are actually 3 different versions of the elementary edTPA, but the one that Connecticut has adopted has 4 tasks. The first 3 tasks are literacy-based, and the 4th is a math assessment. Now, what the student teachers actually submit is fairly similar to the BEST portfolio. For Task 1, there is a 2-page overview of the focus class that's called the Context for Learning. There are 3 to 5 lesson plans, and the number depends on the length of the class. So if the class is taught, for example, in block scheduling and the periods are very long, then this would just be 3 to 5 hours worth of instruction time. They also have to submit the instructional materials for those lesson plans, and there are some page restrictions on how many pages they can submit, so they have to be a little bit strategic sometimes with those materials. They also include the planned assessments for these lessons, and finally the student teacher must respond to some planning prompts by completing what's called the planning commentary. And if you're interested in looking at those commentary prompts, then those are going to be in the handbook. For Task 2, the student must include 1 or 2 video clips of 15 to 20 minutes of uninterrupted instruction. The length of the video depends a little bit on the content area, and so the handbook would specify this information. For secondary math, for example, it's 15 minutes. Also submitted for Task 2 is the student's responses to the instruction prompts. For Task 3, the student includes work from 3 sample students, one of which is usually a student with a 504 or an IEP. And the student teacher must provide evidence of feedback in either written form or another video clip, and they must respond to the assessment prompts and include a scoring guide for their assessment used in this task. And then finally, for elementary candidates, a 4th task requires the student teachers to submit 7 components, many of which are similar to the components I just discussed, but they're now for a math lesson and assessment. So as you can imagine, completing an edTPA can be a bit of an overwhelming task. So what can you do as a cooperating teacher to help? So first of all, you should get a copy of the handbook for your content area and read as much of it as you can. Now, the document's pretty long. It's between 50 and 80 pages, and we know your time is very valuable. So certainly at the bare minimum, you want to read through the rubric descriptions and the commentary prompts. Second, what you can do is you can learn about the lesson plan template that we've designed to help candidates complete their planning commentary. There's a separate training video for students, but you certainly could watch that too, and we'll provide a link for you for that. Finally, you can read the edTPA guidelines for acceptable candidate support, so you know how much input you can give to your student teacher. For example, you're not allowed to edit a candidate's drafts or offer alternative responses, and you also cannot tell your student teacher which video clips or work samples to use. Okay, so that's the overview, but before ending this video, I just wanted to thank you for all that you do as a cooperating teacher. Your role is vital to the student-teacher success, and we know it's a lot of work. The fact that you even took the time to watch this video is greatly appreciated. So to end, a thank you from a student teacher to their cooperating teacher. You accepted the mess that I was, nervous, anxious, self-conscious, and unsure, and you loved me because you saw what I could be when I couldn't see it myself. You gave me your books and lessons to glance over, then you trusted me to make my own decisions. You, who had a healthy career and tremendous respect and shining students and an amazing reputation, gave me your trust. Thank you again to all of you.